notice, and this is a typical copyright. We continue with mathematics syllabus for CSEC 2018 to 2027. Schedule of videos. Thus far, sections 1, 2, and 3 have all been completed. All 51 videos completed and published in their entirety on YouTube, so please make good use of them. Section 4, measurements. All 17 videos from that section have been completed, and only 5 of those have been published in their entirety on YouTube. We are now on section 5, statistics. This is video 7 of 17, and I'm far behind schedule. After that, we will do algebra, section 6, followed by section 7, relations, functions, and graphs, then section 8, geometry and trigonometry, and finally, section 9, vectors and matrices. I don't think I will be able to keep this schedule here for May 2025. So there's a disclaimer here. This schedule is just a projection which may or may not be fulfilled. Right now, it does not look like it will be fulfilled. Reminder, section 1, number theory and computation, is made up of 33 videos which have all been published on YouTube in their entirety, especially since this section forms the foundation on which the rest of the syllabus is based. So you have 33 videos here, 33 videos here. Please make sure you look at them and learn them well. Reminder also that you need to know the times tables from 2 to 12. If you already know those, fine. And if not, you will have to learn them, especially since calculators are not allowed in paper 1. As I already pointed out from section 2, consumer arithmetic, all 12 of those videos have been published in their entirety on YouTube. And then from section 3 on sets, all 6 of these videos have already been published on YouTube in their entirety. Section 4, measurement. These that are highlighted here in yellow have been published on YouTube in their entirety, and the others are only partially published. That is a total of 17 videos from section 4. We are now at section 5, statistics. Before we go on, recall I said in the introductory video that you will need a good math textbook or a set of 2 to get more practice questions. Now, CSEC recommends the following, shown at right here, these that you see here. From those, pay close attention to these 2 down here, these 2. They form a very good 2-volume set of math textbooks that is quite adequate for the current CSEC math exam. Here is a picture of volume 1, Mathematics, a complete course with CXC questions by Raymond Tulsi. And here is a picture of volume 2. Disclaimer, I get no financial or other benefits from the sale of these books. Also, as of late 2024, a website with AI interactivity has been made available free of cost, and this website deals with past CSEC math questions only, specifically from paper 2. You can navigate by topics or years, where all questions for the past several years have been worked out. If you still have a question that you need explained, you can ask the AI assistant either by text or voice, and most likely that will be explained for you. Now, it is extremely important that you become familiar with how CSEC sets its questions for paper 2 and what will be good answers to such questions. So this website is extremely crucial. The URL for that website is this, RSC student. In the next slide, I will show you what the whole page looks like, at least at the time when I did this video. So this is the home page here that you see here, this total picture. You will first have to register and subsequent to that sign in. You know how that goes by now. This is the URL up here again. I will include this URL in the description below so you can easily click on it and be redirected to this website. Just a reminder that CSEC for its math exam does provide a formula sheet for all the papers. And this on the left here is what the formula sheet looks like. Now, there will be a link in the description below where this formula sheet can be downloaded. However, if you have the syllabus, this sheet is included in the syllabus. Let's take a closer look at that briefly. This is the top part of that same formula sheet. You may see some formula here that you are already familiar with. And this is the below part of that same formula sheet. Now, remember, you don't have to memorize these formulae, but you do need to know when to use them and how to use them. So we are at section 5, statistics. This is a print screen of part of that syllabus, 5 objectives, and another 5 will take us to 10 with 4 more. So we have a total of 14 objectives from section 5, which deals with statistics. I have divided those 14 objectives into 17 videos since 3 of them require 2 videos each. So we have reached this point here where that red line is. Video 1 has been published in its entirety and video 6 in its entirety. The others are only partially published. We are now here, which is part B of objective 5.5. This will only be partially published when I'm finished with it. Please note that this section is of particular interest and importance, as you will have to make use of many of these concepts in your SBAs. For example, in physics or any other subject, chemistry, biology, social studies, accounts, POB, and so on, you will have to do something called analysis and interpretation for your SBA. You will first have to collect data, then analyze the data, often using a graph, most likely a line graph or other type of graphs, then interpret the graph, extract information from that graph, and even make projections based on the graph. So it is extremely important that you understand this part, not just for the math class, but for all other subjects. So as I said, we are here at objective 5. We continue. Objective 5, this is the objective, the whole objective. I have divided that into 2 sections. 5A, which deals with mean, median, and mode of ungrouped data. We just completed that in the last video. And now we are looking at objective 5.5 part B, which deals for group data, modal class, median class, and estimate of mean. Now, this is the reverse order in which they were listed up here. As I said, we are now here. When we finish that, in the next objective, we will learn when it is best to use mean, median, or mode as average. And that will be video 8. And after we finish that, talking about central tendencies, we will also need to talk about measures of dispersion of raw data and then group data. And that includes the matter of standard deviation. Now, when you hear or read of a piece of statistical information derived from data, of course, you may need both measures of central tendency, that is this part up here, video 6, 7, and 8, and measures of dispersion. That would be video 9, 10, and 11. So you will need to know these in order to properly evaluate that piece of statistical information you were just given. So recall from your mathematics syllabus, page 63, we have some definitions for mean, median, mode, and modal distribution. So keep that in mind. Now we will deal with modal class. As I said, in the first part of this objective, we began with mean, then we talk about median, and then mode finally. Now in this part, we are beginning with modal class. That's this last concept here. Then we will talk about median class. That's the second one here. And finally, we will deal with mean. So we go in the reverse order. Let's begin now with modal class. Example 1. Now in statistics, the modal class is the class interval within a set of data that has the highest frequency. This means that it contains the most number of data points. And this is fairly easy. So if you look at this table here, you have the class here, you have the tally here, which we really don't need at this point, and you have the frequency. So we really don't need this part here. If you look at this carefully, you will notice that the highest frequency is 17. And that belongs to the class 60 to 64. Therefore, the modal class is 60 to 64. As I said, it's very easy. Look at the frequency. The class that has the highest frequency is the modal class. If you find this video useful and interesting, please like and share. That is to say, like and share. You may also consider subscribing to this channel. Let's look at one more example. We have marks over here and number, N-U-M-B-E-R, number of students, which has the highest frequency. Well, 14. Therefore, this class 50 to 59 is the modal class.